Hi there, Jason McMillan with Keep Calm and Train Your Rookie. Going to do another quick little video on foam. We're going to talk about Class A foam, or the Class A effect of foam. Let me explain what that means. Class A foam is, let's go back. What's foam? Foam is anytime we modify the properties of water to make it more efficient or effective for firefighting. So we typically think of either Class A or Class B foam. Specifically, we think of Class B foam, we think about a few particular things, such as bubbles. When we think of foam, we think of bubbles. Not all foam involves bubbles. Class B foam uses bubbles to act as an insulator. What about Class A foam? Class A foam, its primary purpose is to reduce the surface tension of water and make it more effective at putting out fires that are Class A materials, such as wood, paper products, textiles, and that kind of thing. So what's surface tension? Surface tension is the inherent property of water that makes water want to stick to itself. So if you look at this cup here, you see that little, this is called a meniscus. It's actually got more water inside this container than what the container will hold, and it's actually holding something up on top. So that's why you have that rounded bubble. Water wants to stick to water, and if it wants to stick to itself, it oftentimes would rather stick to itself instead of absorbing into the pores of some material. So we can add a material to the water that reduces the surface tension, and that's the primary goal of Class A foam. So we did a little experiment. I took two foam books, identical foam books, and I put them in. The one here on the left is a mixture of water and Class A foam, and the one on the right is just regular water. And if we look real closely, right off the bat, look at the water level in the Class A foam as opposed to the Class B foam. The water level down here, and look at it up here into the foam book. Quite a bit of difference. The Class A foam is being absorbed very readily into this telephone book. There were equal amounts of water before we started, and notice that this water level is quite a bit lower than the other one. That's because the water is up here going against gravity into the book. So let's take the books out and let's look at the depth of penetration here. Set this down for a moment. Here we've opened up the middle of the two foam books. Notice the difference in the wicking action here in the Class A foam. It's quite a bit higher, both on the edges and in the middle, as opposed to the just regular water. Notice the container, we have a little bit of bubbles, but remember, bubbles is not the point with Class A foam. Few bubbles, but not a lot. All right, I hope this is giving you an idea of why we would use Class A foam. We use Class A foam to make the water reduced surface tension. It soaks in better into porous materials, and some people call it light water or wet water, which is kind of a confusing term. The old guys used to call it wet water because it made the water more easily absorbent, and it's one of those old terms of the history of the fire service. Look it up. Feel free to share, like the video, and share the page. Thank you.